Alright streamers, I got a brand new tool for y'all, and I think you're gonna love it. This video is gonna have the solution for you if you've been thinking, why aren't people staying in my channel? Everyone says I need to be more entertaining, so how do I do that? And in my opinion, the most impactful, this is something that's gonna help you if you have a fear of failure. So if you are someone who's afraid to try new things on your stream because you don't wanna fail publicly in front of people, this video is the solution for that feeling, which is holding so many small streamers back. So make sure that you stick around, but first I wanna say thanks to our sponsor. This video is sponsored by Owned. Owned is your favorite streamer's one-stop shop for all the graphics you could need for your stream. They have overlays, alerts, even emotes, and the best part is they're cheap AF and you get your graphics immediately so you can get back to doing what you do best, streaming. Head to our affiliate link down below in the description so that you can get started with your own owned graphics right freaking now, dude. Alright, let's get back to the video. Alright y'all, so we touched on a little bit of what this tool is going to do for you. One, it's going to help you retain more of the viewers that come into your stream. Two, it's going to help you be more entertaining as a broadcaster yourself. And three, it's going to help you get over that massive fear of failure that a lot of you have internalized that can actually prevent you from being successful with your stream or just in life in general. The reason that these things are important for you to have a solution for is because if you don't know how to retain the new viewers who come into your stream, it's going to be very difficult for you to grow long term. You'll get eyeballs, you'll get some people who come in, but then they'll immediately bounce and leave because the value isn't there. It's just not interesting enough for them to want to stick around, right? If you can have a high retainment rate of everyone who comes into your channel, you will be more likely to grow your viewership faster. And this often is why a lot of the people who grow very quickly are able to grow so quickly. It's because they're really great at retaining all of the people who come into their channel. Part of this is actually done by point number 2, is they kind of understand how to be more entertaining and engaging for their audience, which is going to make it more likely that someone will stick around in your stream long term. But just in general, entertainment and learning how to be a more entertaining person is something that all of us have probably heard of like hundreds of times whenever it comes to how do I succeed on Twitch. A lot of the advice that you're going to get is you need to understand how to give more value and how to be more interesting and engaging and entertaining for people. And so yes, that is true. That's why having a solution for that second point is really important, which is what this tool will give you that I'm about to tell you about. And of course, the good old fear of failure. Let me tell you, if you want to be successful in anything in life, you have to understand that you are going to be your biggest roadblock, okay? Constantly second guessing yourself and coming up with great ideas but not executing on them because you're scared of what other people are gonna think, or judging other people's perception of you with a higher weight than your own perception of yourself. Basically, you care about what other people say more than you care about what you think about yourself. Those are all reasons that you will hold yourself back from any level of success that you want to see in your life. And so you need to have a solution for that fear whenever it comes up, or you need to consistently train yourself out of that fear so that you can become more successful in life in general and of course in your stream. Now of course a great place to start with this is with my free workbook, which is the 6 exercises that I use to kind of overcome my own fears and figure out exactly why I wanted to pursue the kind of content that I wanted to pursue. And once I learned all of that about myself and I did those own exercises for myself, I understood a lot more about the person that I needed to be, which gave me a lot more confidence in my abilities, which meant that I crushed a lot of that fear very early on. So I definitely recommend those exercises. If you haven't picked up my free workbook yet, there is a link for that down below. It's also in our Discord, and we give a lot of free stuff away in our Discord server. There's a link down below for that as well. But I am ready to tell you the mother heckin' tool, my friends. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, this tool is improv. So improv stands for improvisation. If you've been in the Twitch community for a while, you've probably heard people say that improv is actually a really good tool for streamers. There have also been panels on improv at places like TwitchCon or different PAXs. It's a really, really good tool. Traditionally, it's used in the like entertainment and especially in the Thessalonian, that's not right. Thespians. There it is. Okay, so as a former theater nerd, thespians are people who are involved in theater. They love doing plays, and improv was a tool that they would use in order to kind of warm up their minds and their mouths to get ready for their more rehearsed style of art. But people loved improv so much that they actually took it, and now it's an entire art form on its own instead of just being a warm-up. The reason that improv is such a great skill for streamers is because it's all about improvisation. It's you being able to take something that either happens in your stream or someone randomly says to you in your chat and being able to spin it in a way that's interesting and entertaining for people. And so just by improving that skill, by practicing it, you can become a lot more engaging of a streamer, you can grow your community a lot faster, and of course you grow an intimacy among your community when you're able to joke around with them in that way. In fact, I didn't realize it at the time, but I feel like improving my improv skills unintentionally actually led to me seeing the success that I saw on Twitch. After 4 years of streaming to 20 people, I was able to get partnered because I practiced improv technically in this YouTube channel before I started streaming again and was able to get partnered. Because I could sit down and speak to a camera and kind of improvise exactly what I was saying and still make it valuable, I was able to take that skill set over to Twitch and grow a community really quickly and become a more engaging streamer than I ever had been. And I talk a little bit more about this journey in my ebook, which you can get a link for down below. That's basically all about how I went from 20 viewers for 4 years up to 250 average viewers and the things that it took and the things that I had to change in order to get there. But I really think that improv was such a big part of it. Okay, so at this point you might be thinking like, well, that's great. I kind of know the history of improv now, but how does all of this work and how does it actually show up in Twitch? So there are actually a lot of examples of really successful improvisation people on Twitch. For example, 𝐁𝐔𝐒𝐈𝐍𝐄𝐒, who is an incredible person, by the way. I got to meet him at the Heart Support Gala. Really awesome dude, but his entire broadcast is improv. All of it. If you're not familiar with 𝐁𝐔𝐒𝐈𝐍𝐄𝐒, his stream is all about something called scam baiting, and he actually uses improv in this scam baiting style of content that he does. So scam baiting is whenever you call a scammer and you basically waste their time by allowing them to kind of draw out their lies as much as possible. So they're trying to scam him out of money, but he's scamming them because he's wasting their time, which means they have less time to go out and try to scam other people, if this makes sense. But Kit has created a lot of different characters, and his ability to really riff off the cuff with what these scammers are telling him and to basically improvise everything that's happening during that interaction is a major reason why he is so successful on Twitch. Another really good example of improvisation on Twitch is literally the entire GTA 5 role-playing community. So this massive group of people are creating their own characters within GTA 5. They have servers that they'll all get in, and you basically have to go along with the story of each one of these characters. So if they say that something is happening, you go along with that. Well, my camera died, sorry. So a lot of the GTA 5 RP and things that 𝐁𝐔𝐒𝐈𝐍𝐄𝐒 does is actually based on an improv rule called yes and. The yes and rule is all about taking something that someone says within your improvisational interaction and then saying yes to it and adding even more on top of it, which is really helpful for streamers because it helps you take what somebody says to you either in your chat or something that happens in the game and build off of it even more instead of just shutting it down and taking away from that potential interaction. There's a lot more history of improv that matters and would be helpful for you, and also rules of improv that matter and would be helpful for you, which you can actually hear more about if you go to the companion podcast episode that we have with this YouTube video, where I actually interview an improv teacher of over 15 years about his experience with improv and how it applies to streamers. So go and check that out for sure. There's also an IG post if you want to learn just just a little bit more about improv too. Also, follow me on IG so we can be friends. Okay, cool. The thing is with improv though, isn't something that you can just say, well, I'm gonna improv now and you're good at it. It's definitely a skill that takes practice and time to develop, but traditionally there hasn't been anywhere within the streaming community for y'all to be able to practice this skill. It literally has not existed. You've had to go outside of the streaming community to traditional improv teachers with other people who may or may not understand the streaming side and the content creation side of what you're doing. But my friend, ho ho ho, there is a fix for this now. My company Stream Coach has actually partnered with Joe Vella, who's the improv teacher of 15 years that I had on for this podcast episode. And we are actually giving away a free training for improv so that you can learn more about it. You can learn more about Joe's history and how improv is actually going to improve your streaming abilities. Now this is really simple to sign up. You just go to www.improvforstreamers.com. Yeah, we got an official URL. If that doesn't show you how excited I am about this, I don't know what will. When you go to this website, you want to click reserve your seat. You're going to have a few different times that you can show up for the free training. So just choose whatever time works best for you and then make sure to show up at the right time. You're going to see a bunch of other people in there, everyone else learning with you, and you will take some stuff away from it that you didn't know about improv before. You're also going to get a free kind of bonus guide to Joe's top improv tips for streamers. That's like a little mini ebook that we created for y'all too. And yes, all of that is completely free. Now, if you want, you can also sign up for improv classes with Joe. You'll learn more about those classes and when they happen and how to sign up for them during this free training. So make sure that you go over to the free training and check it out while you can before everybody else gets good at improv and you aren't. Like me. You want to be not funny like me? We can be not funny together. Also, if you need a little more convincing that you as a small streamer should be worrying about things like branding and marketing and improv and growing all of these skills, make sure that you check out this video because this one is all about how the future of the streaming industry is kind of changing and how it's more important now than it ever has been before for you to really understand the business side behind what it takes to be a successful streamer. Because oftentimes, y'all, let me tell you, it is not that you are boring. It is not that you suck. It is not that you are just not cut out for streaming. It's that you just don't understand the business brain that it takes in order to be a successful creator. And if you can understand that, I promise you, you will do so much better. So go check out that video. I'll see you over there. Bye.